Good morning, Katie from Olives and Grapes. We are at my friend Sue's house and we are going to do a barbecue. You know, it's the end of summer allegedly, although it feels like it's the height of the summer. We're just going to make some hamburgers out on the grill. So what I did was I've got about a pound or so of ground beef. I did something really simple. You can put anything you want in your hamburgers. I just chopped up some onions, added some of our spaghetti spice blend, and I also added a little bit of olive oil to this. And what I used was just I did a garlic basil butter blend at the store. So you know we will blend oils for you however you want. So to this, I'm going to do a little bit of a goat cheese in the middle of the burger. You know, it's kind of fun when you bite into a burger, all of a sudden you get this really cool surprise in the middle. So we're just going to take a little slice of goat cheese, just a little round, and in the center of your burger. Now, you know when you're working with hamburger, you don't want to handle it a lot, you know, so when you're mixing it, you know, just try to incorporate whatever it is you put in there, your onions, your garlic, and be done with it. Don't mess around too much with it. So you're going to form a little bit of a patty, put a little hole in there, and we're going to put that goat cheese right in the middle of the burger. And then just kind of fold the burger around it. So you can't see the cheese. And we're going to go ahead and throw these on the grill. Did we start the grill? Oopsie. Oh, we forgot to start the grill. Okay, so we're getting ready to put the burgers on the grill. I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit of a sauce to brush on the grill, or on the hamburgers while we're grilling. Since I have so much other seasonings, so many other seasonings in the burger, I'm just going to use a pure olive oil. And, you know, we're going to emulsify. You know how we always talk about that. So I'm using one of our pure olive oils. This is our Piqual. And I'm just going to use our 18-year, our traditional balsamic. You know, it's a classic flavor loaded with yumminess, sweetness. We're just going to emulsify it. Okay, and you know, I always say, puts it in a consistency I think we're more familiar with, especially if you're grilling. When you're brushing stuff on, you want it to stick. You don't want it to just roll off. So it gets really nice and creamy. So head on over to the grill. We're going to go ahead and put these burgers on. I'm going to go ahead and brush these with a little bit of our sauce. I read about this in a cookbook. I'm going to put some herbs down on the grill. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put the burgers right on top. Make sure the grill's hot. Okay, we're going to brush it with the sauce. Don't be afraid of the flame, but keep an eye on it. And you want to let these sit. Don't mess around with them. I'm horrible. I am the most guilty of messing with stuff when it's on the grill. So close the lid and walk away. All right, so we're going to make a sauce to put on top of our burgers, or on top of our bread for our burgers. Stan at the store did a homemade sriracha sauce. We're going to add some goat cheese to it and a little bit of garlic and some sun-dried tomatoes. So this is the sriracha sauce that Stan made. And he actually used it called for a white wine vinegar. We just used our A Premium white balsamic. So I've chopped up some sun-dried tomatoes. And we're going to go ahead and chop up a garlic. Going to add a little bit of oil to this. You know, when you're mincing garlic, the oil really helps, you know, so just kind of smash it with your knife and just run your knife through it. Okay, we're going to add that to the sriracha. And then I've got a little bit of the goat cheese left over, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that in. It's almost going to be like a mayonnaise, but of course, much healthier for you again. You know, I'm all about trying to figure out a way to cut out the preservatives and the sugars and things like that. So this is what we're going to use as our, kind of like our glue when we make our sandwich. Okay, let's go check our burgers. So you're thinking probably about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, depending on how well done you like your burgers. I like mine a little bit on the medium side. Got everything ready to go. I made a cucumber salad. I used our new dill-infused olive oil with our Sicilian lemon white balsamic. Did the emulsion, added a little bit of sour cream to it. So it's just some cucumbers, some onions, and some sweet peppers. Got our condiments for our burger, little fresh salad, which I'm just going to drizzle with a little bit of olive oil. So much flavor going on. I'm not even going to mess with it too much. Okay, so let's go get our burgers. So there you have it. Some balsamic and fresh olive oil. You can see on this one here where the blue cheese or where the goat cheese is kind of peeking through the burger a little bit. So we're going to take our sriracha. Stan and I disagree on how you pronounce it. I'm going to spread that on our bun. Like I said, it's kind of nice to have some glue, something for all the goodies to stick to. Going to add one of our fresh tomatoes. Of course, you can salt and pepper if you like. Okay, let's pick a burger. When I'm barbecuing, I always pick one that I really, really like. Put it on your sandwich. Going to add a little bit of spring mix, some nice fresh greens. There's some arugula in there. There's some spinach. Okay. Top it off. Oops. Okay. Cut into it. And there you have it. Fix it. There we go. You see the goat cheese there in the center. Got some chips. We've got our slaw. Happy summer. Enjoy.